have to lower the steering column. So we've got to pull this bolt and this bolt. And they're a 14. Okay. There's a screw here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 1 there. Once you get those screws out, you should be able to pull the lens of your speedometer off. Okay, make sure you've got your tilt steering all the way down, and then I like to take a microfiber cloth and lay it over the column, because we're going to be sliding the speedometer out, and we don't want to scratch the column up. Sometimes you got to reach under here and kind of push up on the speedometer to get it loose. Then you want to pull down on your steering wheel and slide the speedometer out. Now, on the back of your speedometer, at least in my car, there's only 2 connections. There's one where the cable comes in from the transmission, and then a harness plugs in the middle of the back. Both of those got enough room that you can pull the speedometer just about all the way out. Once you get it out far enough to reach your hand in, you're going to unhook that transmission cable, and it's just a small metal clip. And you'll pull back on that tab, and I'll show you once I get it out. See this metal clip? You'll reach behind, and you'll just push down on it. Like that, and it'll release this. Now there's a spot over here when you're pulling the speedometer where you've got to get up over the key cylinder, but if you pull down on your steering wheel hard enough, it'll just clear it where you can slide this out past the dash without marring into your dash. Once you've got the speedometer here and you got those unhooked, you can just lift and set it right out of the way. This clip that pushes into the center of the speedometer in the back has got a tab on the top and the bottom. This clip will come all the way out, so you should have plenty of room, but if you want to reach back there and unhook it, it's not a very hard clip to undo. You can get back there, and these are pretty soft. You can just push down on those and that'll pop right out. Now, this bezel pops right out. You don't need any tools or undo any screws. You may take a little flathead, be careful with your dash, get it right in there and pop that right out. I've got a little flathead with a rag on both sides. I'm going to show you how this just pops out. Just like that. So now we're at the switch. Now, in the back of this switch, there's a little screw. At the top, it's just a retaining tab. I'm gonna take nothing loose up there. But on the back, there's a bracket that goes in, down, and then it's got a part that presses up against the dash. And there's a tiny little screw right here I'm gonna get you a picture of. Now on my car, you can't hardly get on that screw if this is still attached. Just because the angle of the screw, there's really no way to get a screwdriver or anything on it, and it's pretty snug. But that's why we took these screws out on this side, because if you can pull back just far enough where you can help to push this harness off from this side, you kind of wiggle it and get it off. On my car, this is on pretty good. That's a tough one to pull off, but there is no tabs. You just kind of got to work it back and forth and it'll pop off. Okay, I got it unhooked. There's really there is no locking tab or anything. You just kind of got to work it back and forth till you get it off, and yours might slide right off. But now that I've got it off, I can get to this screw a little bit better. Now, it's still so tight because this harness is right here. You're not going to be able to get on it with a screwdriver unless you got like a really stubby, and I've got a little stubby, but it's still too long. So I use just a little, I use a bit driver like this, and I can get in there and turn it. Now that you got that screw out, you can grab this, kind of push it in, switch.